If she had only been ugly.
Hello, children of the corn. Welcome to Dom Irrera, live from the Laugh Factory. Tony Hinchcliffe. Tony, we have cameras everywhere.
Oh, really?
You know we're on camera, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, just to let you know. I thought that's why you wore the eyeshadow.
Oh, well, you know, I didn't expect you to be much of a video podcast guy.
Well, we got it all here at the Laugh Factory. The Laugh Factory.
Oh.
You gotta start doing spots here, man.
I wish I could.
Why? What? Jamie won't book you?
He won't
The little
book me.
Mexican? You know what? That's what they called him. They were when we first started out. He used to be on the show more, and he actually worked his way off the show with his inane comments. But and I love him dearly.
Yeah.
But they would say, "Dom, the show's very funny, but you got to lose the little Mexican." It was Jamie. Just because he has a foreign accent, he's Mexican.
Right.
He's Iranian, Jewish.
Yeah. No, yeah, I perform just about everywhere. You won't have me here, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this is the toughest club to get into because of the time that they do here. There's much less spots. If you look at the Comedy Store's lineup,
Yeah.
you'll see, what, like 12 people?
16
16?
every night.
Here, on a show, there'd be 3 or 4.
Wow.
Big difference.
Yeah.
You know. And it's the same people a lot of times.
Yeah.
Dan comes in and bumps people. Would you ever do that?
No,
Me
I
neither. I don't do it.
Yeah.
It's my thing. That people go, "Wow, you're such a good guy." I says, "I don't want to be that guy." I mean, you know, that's his business. But man, when I used to get bumped, it's like perpetuating any kind of abuse. When I used to get bumped, I'm thinking, I'm never going to do this if I ever get that big.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll go to the Improv and I don't usually put in for spots there, and they'll, "You want to go on next?" I go, "Who's on next?" You know, I said, "Well, let me talk to him." And you know, if he really doesn't mind, you know, then I'll do it. So, how you doing, man? You're coming, huh?
I'm doing great.
Coming along these last couple of years.
Yeah, I'm having
You're not
fun.
the little kid I met outside the Comedy Store.
Right. When I met you, I was just checking IDs, working the door there. Now, somehow I've been able to manage a little comedy career.
You throwing a little comedy in with that? What have you been doing mostly? Stand up?
Stand up, yeah. Writing, I wrote for the last 4 Comedy Central roasts.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
wrote-
Now, do you write for somebody specific, or in general you throw them into a pool?
It originally started out that I was helping out Jeff Ross, and now I write for quite a few people. They throw them into a pool, but it's also sort of strategic. Like I'll sit there and I'll work with the people. Like on this last one, the James Franco roast, I sat down with Sarah Silverman and Natasha Leggero and Jeff Ross.
So you're a good joke writer.
Yeah, with the roast jokes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a formula to them.
Yeah.
How big is Cloris Leachman's cunt? How big can it get? Oh my God! But people love that. You know, it's like, you know, we know the tricks, but when people don't, I don't know if I ever told you this. It was really cool. I mean, I never go to audition or anything, but they wanted me to do a reading with De Niro, and already, you know, you're going to go. There's already here De Niro,
Yeah.
Chaz Palminteri, Renee Zellweger, and Sean Penn was the director, right? So I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing? I feel like Zelig.
Yeah.
What am I doing here? Waldo or one of them. But De Niro was laughing at all those jokes. Jeff had part in the script.
Yeah.
And they were like just old, corny roast jokes. And I'm not saying it's that easy. And, you know,
Right.
I'm sure you're above the fray to be able to get booked doing it.
Right.
But generally, comedians can roast people because we do it whenever we're defensive.
Totally. I've been doing it since I got beat up on my first bus ride to my first day of school for making fun of a kid.
Really?
So it's really fitting that I make a living off of making fun
Where'd you
of people.
grow up?
Youngstown, Ohio.
Boom Boom Mancini.
Right down the street from me, Boom Boom was.
Was he?
Yeah.
Did you know him?
I met him, yeah. He knows me now. He actually lives here. He's like a movie producer now.
Is he?
I actually ran into him at the Hollywood Improv once, and that was pretty insane, you know.
He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah, he's super cool.
Yeah. One night we were, he came in to see me with his family, and they wanted to see the show, but he wanted to come out and talk. So we go out there, and this guy comes up. He goes, "Hey, Boom Boom, Boom Boom Mancini." He goes, "Oh man, the Raven's really nice. Guy, how you doing?" I said, He goes, "Listen, man, can you punch me?"
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, and I go, "Hey man, you can't fucking punch." Raymond goes, "No." I said, "They can't punch you." He goes, "I just want to see what it's like to get hit by a pro."
Yeah.
And he goes, "I can't do that." And then he goes, "Well, can I hit you then?" And I go, will you get the fuck out of here?
Yeah. No, it's crazy. He's actually told me, I don't know if that's the same time or same story, but he told me something like that when we were hanging out at the Improv. And I'm betting that it happens sometimes, probably as often as we get, from people that aren't used to meeting a comedian. Like,
tell me a joke.
Yeah, tell me a joke. It's like,
say something funny. You don't seem that funny to me. I love that. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm fucking sitting here at a bar having a martini and be like, hey, everybody. Does this ever happen to you? You're like the fucking wacko.
Man, it was hot out there today.
Oh, hot. Oh, it was so hot that
Yeah, but Youngstown was a fun place to grow up. Really dangerous little neighborhood. So I got to learn how to, not be afraid. I can walk around these crazy streets all day.
Now, was it integrated or was it white, black, what?
Very, very. It was actually in a huge transition when I was growing up because it was originally very white in like the 60s and 70s. It was a booming steel town.
That's way before my time.
And then 70s and 80s, it was super Italian because the steel mills closed and the mafia took over.
Really?
And then 90s and 2000, it was super black. Super black, especially my little neighborhood, my corner, Boom's block. I mean, the north side of Youngstown, year after year when I was in school, was rated like the most dangerous city to live in.
We did it again.
Heck yeah, we fooled them.
I didn't know. I had no idea you were from there. Because you don't have any accent.
Right. Yeah, I sound like super white, plain white. San Francisco.
Mr. Articulate.
Yeah, Mr. Enunciation over here.
He's so articulate. Is he gay?
Exactly.
You should be gay, man.
Yeah.
It's a good leap. Are you gay?
I'm not, but I'm glad though. That's my big opener is how I come across as gay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, because Todd Glass got like famous on it.
It's a career booster. What do you say we go gay right now in front of these cameras and help our careers out?
Can I tell you, quite frankly, you could do better than me. I'd feel bad for you if you had to resort to me as your first gay liaison. How do you pronounce that? Liaison? Liaison.
Not sure.
Anyway.
Liaison.
Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the making out with a guy. I can understand the sex, but the kissing is repulsive. I can understand slamming somebody in the ass like anybody else. Come on, folks. Give a little.
The kissing is the grossest part.
Right in the mouth. That's disgusting.
Not moving the penis and balls out of the way to get to an asshole.
Moving it out of the way.
I don't know how they do that. I wonder if they have a missionary position. That's got to be awkward.
Oh, they can't be a missionary if the guy's on his stomach. Oh, I guess he could. He could lift up his legs. God, I got to eat later today. Why am I doing this? He could lift up his hairy legs with his hairy ass in the air, in the hairy air.
The hairy air.
Get the derriere in the hairy air.
Oh, man.
No, I like to ask that question because I'm hoping someday to get somebody to come out just for the thrill.
Yeah.
Like I felt that Ellen DeGeneres really boosted her career.
Definitely.
By being gay. I mean, she would have really, the ship was going down, and Ellen's good. Ellen could be, when she wanted to be, she'd be a great stand-up, and she's terrific on her show. But I'm thinking that fucking launched her. Wow, we need an angle like that. See?
Exactly. That's right.
Think about something.
That's why I'd like to announce.
They fuck horses, don't they? Well, you'd like to what?
I'd like to announce right now on your show that I am a lesbian.
God, you're beautiful. You're so butch.
I love it. I'm a real tomboy.
Do you have a chick? Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Ever meet her?
I think so. I can't remember the exact time.
I said chick. What am I in the fucking 50s?
Yeah. No, I don't bring her out a lot to like the comedy clubs.
Is she an animal?
A bunch of, no, the people at the comedy clubs are animals. I'm trying to keep them away from her. She's a little class act with a, she's innocent and cool and likes. She gives me balance. She's very.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you have that.
Yeah. She's smart and mature and makes wise decisions, and I'm just a goofball. So we help each other out. I make her laugh, and she reminds me to get stuff done.
Does she drink?
Sometimes, not like me, but
you drink a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Me too.
Yeah, I love it.
let's have an intervention for each other.
I have one just about every morning to myself.
Do you have
I'm like,
hangovers a lot?
I really do. Lately, it's been killing me the past
I thought you were going to
couple
say I
weeks.
really don't. It's fucking great.
No, I didn't for a long time.
No, I do.
Lately, it's been very noticeable. You don't?
I do.
Right.
I mean, and it doesn't get any better. The only thing I notice, it absorbs it quicker. Like, the hangover is just as terrible, but it doesn't last as long because I think my body processes the alcohol better.
Right.
My liver and pancreas are improving.
It's great.
No, but I drink more now than I did. Like, I used to drink 2 beers, and if somebody bought me another beer, I would throw it out, and just not to be rude.
Wow.
Or I would drink maybe 2 1/4 just to act like I was sipping it, because I never really. Do you need it to perform?
Oh, no, I definitely don't need it to perform. What happens is I normally have it after a good set. Like, after a good set, I'm
After a
trying
good
to...
set, you celebrate. After a bad
Right.
set, you wash away your tears.
Right.
You can always drink.
Well, sometimes that works, too. If I have a really, really, really bad set, I'll need a couple drinks to... I mean, if it had the rare occasion that it's that bad, if like it's a heckler and it was a showcase or this and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
just goes downhill. Yeah, I'll drink that one away. But
What do you drink?
I like Crown Royal and Coke. I like everything, really. I switch it up all the time. I just won't drink like vodka, gin. Love a good shot of tequila and a beer once in a while. That's always fun. I like wines.
I was in Melbourne, Australia, and a friend of mine turned me on to gin martinis. I'd never had gin before because I didn't realize it was the tonic I hated, not the gin.
Oh.
I hated that fucking flavor. It's one of those flavors you like or you don't.
Right.
It's like cilantro,
Yeah.
you know. And man, I'll tell you, I fucking love them
Yeah.
when it's done right.
I'll have to try that because I know I hate tonic, and I think the only thing I tried is
Yeah.
a gin and tonic. So
You smell your breath's like a Christmas tree. It's delicious. But I drink everything. I drink Jameson a lot. And even in Ireland, they don't. You think that's so. Bushmill is the other one they drink in Ireland, but they don't drink as much liquor as I do.
really,
They drink fucking Guinness after Guinness.
beer. They just love beer
Yeah.
over there. That's interesting.
I'm going there at the end of May.
Oh, cool.
Go there every year.
Really, you go to
Are you
Ireland?
going across?
No, unfortunately, not yet.
You haven't done any of that international stuff?
Not yet.
You're gonna love it.
Oh, I can't wait. I've
Yeah.
done Canada quite a few times. Love Toronto.
Do Yuck Yucks?
I did one night.
Yeah.
But done some theaters there with Jeff Ross and toured with Red Band. We've taken our live podcast thing, our network up there. And,
Is that the one I'm doing on Monday?
Yep.
God, I gotta write some jokes for that.
No.
Come out with all these jokes. What the fuck's wrong with you? Can't you just talk?
You just do a monologue.
The people don't understand that we don't want jokes.
Right.
Like we want like humor to come out naturally or don't come out. Everything doesn't have to be. That's what's so fun about these podcasts.
Yeah.
You really get to know people. And when did you and I ever sit down for? We've already sat there. It's been 20 minutes. Never.
Right.
You know, it's kind of cool. I mean, I've gotten to know something. Some people I know like so well. It's scary, like Dove. I feel like his therapist.
Right.
But you know, and Rogan, of course, I go back with him.
Exactly. He talks about you a lot. You play pool too, right?
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. I play. I'm good for a regular guy. Joe's like, he's more like closer to tournament level when he practices. He's really good. You know, I can win some games because he'll sink 7 balls and then I got the 8 and the 9. So I'm not really winning, but you know.
Right.
I'd never beat him in straight pool.
You ever do a place called The Parlor in Seattle?
No, I've done the place called the Parlor here.
Oh, yeah. There
It's,
is a Parlor here. Yeah.
What's that crazy kid's name? Jay
Davis.
Jay Davis. I love Jay. He's out of his fucking mind.
Oh, he's a wacky guy.
I've never been that excited in my life.
Yeah. Hey, how are you? I want to get you on the show. How are you? And then he goes right on stage, same type of energy. He's like, hey, everybody, what's up? Blah, blah, blah.
Last time I was at the Parlor, Daniel Tosh and I had dinner at Frankie's across the street. So we go over just to check it out, and he wants me to go on. And of course he wants Daniel to go on, but Daniel doesn't want to go on. So I go on for like maybe 2 minutes. And I got a special guest for you, right? And I know he's waiting for me behind the curtain. You know the way that's set up?
Yeah.
I got a special guest. You guys like Daniel Tosh? Yeah. Well, here he is, Daniel Tosh. He comes out. He goes, "You motherfucker!" You know, like, and then I'd stick my head out the thing. You're doing great. Stay on, stretch.
That's so great.
Well, that was the reason that trouble started. You know, that night here.
Oh, that was here?
Because he didn't want to go on.
Oh, wow.
And I said, I was in the back busting balls, had a couple drinks, and he was talking to me about drinking. He was worried about me drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Phrase, bring Daniel up. Tosh is here. And then, you know, they're screaming, so Daniel has to go up. And that's why he was so disorganized and sloppy with what he said, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I always felt responsible.
It's always funny when something crazy happens here, the fact that Frasier has to come up and clean it up afterwards.
Oh, yeah, right.
Man, folks, that sure was something, huh? You know, he just
Bruce Willis, I guess he is going to die hard.
He decides to change the subject. And
It doesn't. The funny thing about Frasier is, and by the way, Frasier's a very good interview because he was a great radio guy.
Oh, yeah.
But Jamie told him to shut up, which is, he was up here and he goes, "You shut up, Frasier." Anyway, and I go, "Jamie, he's our guest. We got him on here to talk. You tell him to fucking shut up."
Jamie doesn't realize when he's on the difference between being a guest on a podcast and being the owner of the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
Frasier, shut up. It's like, wait a second. No, that's not how it works, Jamie.
Well, he's crazy. I mean, you know, the whole thing, "You faggot, hey, you faggot, the boy," and that's one of his jokes. I think he stopped doing it now. Because remember, he put a moratorium on the word nigger. Did you know about that? And you had to give like $100 every time you said that word.
Here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so Damon goes on and just keeps saying it like he owed him like $3,000. So it kind of broke the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is right after the Michael Richards thing, which we've
Right.
certainly talked about enough on this show. You can
Yeah.
imagine with the logos sitting behind us.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty wild. So did Damon Wayans, right? Did he pay it?
No. No, he was just fucking with Jamie.
Right.
No, he's not going to give him $3,000. He
Yeah.
had it was like he had Tourette's, but with just one word.
Right.
He was doing it on purpose, you know.
How fun. It's so
I
cool.
find it difficult at my age to know, you know, where it's appropriate, where it's not, and where it's like, you know, because I have 30-year-old black guys calling me my nigger, and then there's 50-year-old black guys who it really hurts their feelings. So, you know, like, I mean, if I have to say it for a reason, I will. I don't say it just to be angry or, you know.
Right. No, exactly. Yeah, it's a tough one because I know when I want to say it the most and use it the most is in a situation.
Traffic.
Is in a situation when I'm with a black friend that's a comedian too and is making fun of something in some way, like, you know, and then there's like a rhyme or something like that, and the window's just right there. But what I always end up doing is instead of saying it, I always go, "You know what I want to say, right?"
Right. You know what.
And then it hits them, and then
Right.
yeah, it's fun. I can't bring myself to say it though, because where I come from, when the blacks really took over Youngstown, and I mean, if you Wikipedia Youngstown, I mean that's what comes up. Is it's like that story that I basically told about how the amount of it being taken over was insane. Like now, I think it's like 90% black people now, But it comes from a weird place. So I feel bad saying it because I have heard it said in bad ways, and I have seen
heard it in my
fights
family.
happen. Right.
My family said it a lot.
Exactly.
My uncles. They didn't even say it derogatorily. It was just a word that,
Right.
you know. The thing about, I don't know how similar our neighborhoods were, but one of the things you never hear any sympathy for or anything about is oppressed white people. And by I was being oppressed white people, like white people who couldn't afford to get out of a neighborhood that got dangerous. And every black neighborhood's not dangerous, but some of them are extremely dangerous.
Right.
And there's no sympathy for us at all. Nothing. It's not on record. It's not on anything.
It's true.
You know, like you just don't hear about. We used to fucking have to run. These kids would try and stab us
Oh, totally.
for no reason.
Yep. I'd come home, and we had bars on our windows by the time I was, 12 or whatever. Like, they were really built in from top to bottom, and all the windows on the first
And you
floor.
had your wit to fight them back with.
Yeah, which doesn't work in a physical fight.
Man, that motherfucker's witty. Hold time out. Stop hitting him for 1 second. What'd you say? The difference between New York and L.A. What? That's clever shit. A cat and a dog? Really?
All right. Now you know I'm going to beat your ass some more now.
You've gotten beaten up?
Yeah.
They knocked
when
you
I was
out?
younger. I was young, like kindergarten and pre-kindergarten.
Oh, my
But
God.
after that, I wasn't taking it. I never let up after that. I don't think I ever really lost a fight after that.
Really?
Yeah. And
You just go crazy?
Yeah. Totally crazy.
You're a pretty tough kid.
Pretty tough. Pretty
No
tough.
kidding.
Yeah.
It's funny. I never seen you get excited.
Well, that's why, because once you get it, you got it. So you don't need to get excited once you've knocked out one guy that's 330 pounds. You don't want to start fights after that.
Think you could beat me in a fight? What difference does it make? We're not going to fight anyway, so you might as well say yes or no.
I think it'd be a tough one. I think it'd be a hell of a fight. I think we could really go.
The only thing, I do get winded, which is you can't really call that in the middle of a fight. Can you hold on till I catch my breath? Ooh, okay, I'm ready.
Maybe we could do like a rounds thing. Maybe the next time we hang out with Rogan, maybe we could get in the
I
octagon.
think Rogan could beat us both up at once.
Yeah, that'd be a fun match.
No, he would kill us.
Yeah,
That's the thing about that. People don't understand that you can't get hit once by these guys.
Right.
He can knock you out by hitting you in the heart.
yeah.
He's a bad motherfucker, Joe.
He could knock me out with a Charlie horse. He could hit me in the thigh, and I would just go unconscious. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably the toughest comedian. I can't imagine anybody tougher.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And he's just so nice and fun. Like, it's not. I always assumed that he would be like a tough, mean guy, but it's not that way.
Joe's he's a gentle person. He really is.
Yeah.
He knows so much. He don't even hug you hard because he knows how strong he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how some people like overhug or overshake your hand. He never does that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that's just part of the wisdom of always having been so much stronger than normal people.
Right.
When I first met him and he came here, he was much angrier, and he let it get to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now the pot has really helped him.
Mm-hmm.
The pot.
Yeah.
But pot is really, and I've talked about this on his show. I've never seen a drug help somebody as much because it's not like it's out of hand and he's fucking smoking like reefer madness, but he does, and it's a prescription.
Yeah.
So you do smoke?
I do smoke. I love smoking pot. And, what's great about
Excuse
LA
me, brother.
is that you can figure out what kinds work for you.
Yeah, I heard about that because I would want something that calms me.
Yeah.
I don't want like anything close to a psychedelic.
Right. Or, yeah, exactly. And that's how they make it, is that it can really relax you and just chill you out, maybe put you to sleep at night, or just relax you after a big set. I know that, like I said, I normally do a lot of heavy drinking after a great set, which is
So that you don't drink
7 nights a week.
I have 7 great sets a week. But of course I do 34 sets. You work the improv?
Yeah, sometimes, but not. They're weird about me too. What's weird about me is that I am assumed to be like a Comedy Store guy, truly, and because even when I would come to this open mic and that open mic,
Yeah.
I would be riding my bicycle from Burbank in the beginning. This is 7 years ago, 7 to 5 years.
Oh, you've been around that
ago.
long?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I know, right?
I think of you as one of the new guys.
I know. And I started at the Comedy Store, and I got a job there soon after. So what's crazy is that even when I would come here for the open mic or there for the open mic, I'd be wearing my Comedy Store work shirt because I'd have to go work a shift after that. I mean, maybe I'd
not a
throw
good idea.
Right, but maybe, but I would try to cover it up. I'd throw on a jacket and stuff, but they would, it's just an assumed thing. I don't know if that hurts.
Well, I thought of you. I mean, I think of you as a Comedy Store act. And when we got you booked to book the show, isn't he a Comedy Store? Because I asked if you worked here. and they said you've been on stage here,
Yeah.
but you're not really a regular here. And I
Right.
said, why is that? They said, well, he doesn't really come around. He's a Comedy Store act.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I do this place every time there's like a big showcase. So if Comedy Central, MTV, Just for Laughs, then I'm here. But they won't book me any other time. It's only when these huge.
Well, that's because they're requesting you.
Yeah.
Now, have you done Just for Laughs?
No, this might be the year. I did Just for Laughs Chicago 2 years ago.
What would they put you on? New Faces or?
I don't know. I think so.
Because you're a new face up there and you're young
Yeah.
enough to do it.
Mm-hmm. I know Byron Bowers got it last year, and he'd been doing it 9 or 10 years, and they put him on New Faces.
Yeah.
Kevin Christie was on New Faces. I think he's been doing it 11 or 12 years.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, I'm doing. I've done Montreal more than any other American comedian.
Wow. So you do old faces.
I do old, craggy, wrinkled faces, prune heads.
You've done Montreal more than any other comic.
Yeah, but I've done a lot of different shows.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I've done a lot of TV, the galas, the hosting. I hosted New Faces for a couple of years, and then plus I've been on every show except the lesbian show. I've been on like the black show, the Jewish show, the bar mitzvah show, afternoon things, like just from going up there so much.
We got to get you on that lesbian show. You could be the Barack Obama of the lesbian show. Just campaign, hope and change. I'm pro scissoring.
What's that? What's scissoring?
Scissoring? Scissoring is when two lesbians just slap.
Oh, is that what that's
They
called?
intertwine their legs together and they
Yeah, yeah.
slap their vaginas together.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Really uncomfortable if you do it as a guy.
Yeah. Oh,
Your balls are sore for weeks afterwards.
no, I don't think guys. They. I was just watching something like that because I like to keep in touch with the arts.
Yeah. Scissoring Weekly. So
I'd like to see like a young girl eat out an older woman. Do you? I don't know why.
Really? That's true?
Yeah. Or vice versa.
Oh,
Don't get me started. I'm going to get all misty now.
Because
There I go again.
why would you like to see a young girl eat out an older
I don't
woman?
know.
Where
It's
do you
like that dominant thing, She's like a student. Of course, she's over 18. She'd be barely legal.
College.
But
She's
these
getting
girls
her
have just
master's.
recently had their birthdays.
She's getting her master's. Of course she's 18.
Right.
That's the storyline.
Isn't this nice?
I love it. This is so chill. This is great.
We're doing well too. We're getting a lot of people. What do you got coming up like in 3 weeks, a month from now? Are you going out of town, doing anything?
I am.
And also your Twitter. Put that on here.
Yeah. I'm at Tony Hinchcliffe on Twitter. I'm doing the Traverse City Comedy Festival.
You got it. Son of a.
I'm gonna put in a word for you up there.
Nice. Where's Traverse City?
It's in Michigan. It's some big comedy
You
and
know
arts
what?
fest.
Those things are good for you. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good for you to meet other people, see how they work, and I love those festivals.
Yeah. That's the Valentine's Day weekend. That's in Traverse City. And I'll be at the La Jolla Comedy Store the last Friday in February and the first Saturday in March, February 28th and March
cool.
1st, doing my own weekend for the first
Really?
time.
Oh, you'll be a headliner?
Yep.
I love that club.
Oh, my favorite. That was my first real paid gig.
Oh, really?
Sam Tripoli took me off the door at the Hollywood store and asked me to open up for him.
Yeah,
It's
and it's funny because you'll remember who was nice to you
oh, yeah.
when you were a doorman and people dismissed you
Yeah,
and didn't talk to you.
totally.
Eddie Griffin once told me, Dom, you were always nice to me, man. When I had that fucking T-shirt on. And then Mark Maron said the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, people remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I never did it for that.
Mm-hmm.
I just did it because you just treat people well,
Right.
But I hate the class people that won't talk to certain people because they're not of their level.
Right.
Such fucking bullshit.
Oh, totally. I'm really biased towards Comedy Store employees. Like, I'll stand in the parking lot with them if they're interested until 3 or 4 in the morning and answer questions and just talk about comedy. And I love it. I mean, I just love it. So I could do this. I could do that. As long as it's a comedian. Like, I like people, but I love comedians. Like, I can really talk about it.
I don't like Caparella. I don't like John.
Really?
Yeah, I tried.
Wow.
You do?
Oh, I have had to, that's the one that really has never talked to me, and it's just I sort of get a bad energy from him. Are you being serious?
Oh yeah, that's serious.
Okay, well then so am I. Yeah, he's the only one that would just sort of just walk by. If I said hi, he would just like sort of look at me. Maybe he'd say hi, but it wouldn't
It's
really.
funny because I thought you were going to say the opposite. Oh, he's one of my best friends, and I can't believe you said that. He's such a good guy.
No, it cracked me up because I thought that you were kidding, but
No.
it is. I mean, that is true.
John's the only one at the Comedy Store. The only one that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And I just gave up. You know, I don't talk to him. I don't say hi. I don't do anything. I mean, I would be cordial to him, but I mean, he'll never be on the show.
Right.
Not a chance.
Yeah, come on. What are we doing here? Where's the audience? I don't get it.
It sounds like him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy the character. I just don't like him.
Yeah. No. I think.
I wish you the best, John.
John, if you're watching this,
At Dom Irrera, if you want to tweet me. At Dom Irrera. What else? What do I got coming up? Denver Comedy Works.
that's fun.
Columbus, Ohio, Funny Bone.
That's where I'm. Yeah, that's the old stomping ground.
The Austin Festival, Moon Tower in April. And Vinnie Brand's place. Have you ever been there? New Jersey? You got to
No.
get there. I love when people tell you got to get there like you don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. You got to go do these fun gigs that are high paying.
Yeah.
Do more of them. It's called the Stress Factory. First week of April.
Oh, that's great. When are you doing the Funny Bone in Columbus?
The third week of February.
Oh, that's
Like,
cool.
yeah, because I'm doing Jamie's Club. This probably won't be on yet, but for Valentine's Day, Jamie's Vegas Club.
Mm-hmm.
I do Brad Garrett's too. That's a fucking fun gig.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet, but I've heard a lot of good about that.
You know, I could probably get you. I don't need to talk about this on the air, but I could definitely put a word for you for Tropicana.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Of
course.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
because
do
it's
it.
just about. I mean, that's one of those gigs. They need a lot of good acts, and they turn them over so fast. You know, it's 3 a week, so eventually they need somebody, and if you do a good job, you know, it's a nice regular gig. You haven't been booked to Vegas at all yet?
Not on my own. No, I opened up for Jeff Ross once at the House of Blues.
How'd Jeff draw?
Really good. Really good. He was taping his Comedy Central special at the time.
I got to tell you one thing funny about Jeff. Jeff and I are buddies, but we have right of editing here. Like in other words, if you don't like something you said during the show, you could say to us, Josiah or myself, do me a favor, cut that out, and we will cut it out, right? Like I had David Spade on one night, and I had Todd Glass, and we're fucking around, and then David goes, can I say that? I go, yeah. I said, do you want us to edit it out? He goes, nah, it's all right. Now, Jeff's the only one. Jeff Ross. I love Jeff Ross, and he's great at roast. But the guy who does the most offensive jokes, he was the one that wanted something edited out. Of all the comedians I have. I don't even think I've ever told him that.
That really surprises me.
Me too. So he shocked the shit out of me.
Interesting.
Because I would think, what do I care? All the stuff I've said.
I would ask you what he said, but
Yeah, I don't
man,
remember.
that defeat the purpose if we repeated it on this.
Oh, right. I guess if I said it, I wouldn't be editing it out. No, but I mean, I think that's cool about the show. Like, if you name somebody, like, say you didn't want the Caparilla thing out, we could cut it. But I know that there's a part of you that wants it out.
But you know what's interesting about the Caparulo thing is that things like that really do inspire me. Like I think that there's this weird part of me. Maybe it's from my crazy mom, maybe it's from my tough Italian revengeful, father, but there's something inside of me to where when I see a comedian doing great, that inspires me to do great. But there's also something amazing to be said about the guy who is in the middle of the lineup that didn't say hi, that wasn't nice, that wouldn't bump a fist or make a joke or anything like that. There's something about the fact of getting to the point to be able to maybe bury him, one day before him, or to be able to follow him and steal the show or something like that.
Yeah.
I think I get more inspired from people being disrespectful than I do seeing people do great. There's some weird, like, sort of like dark side energy with me where I love that stuff.
Yeah.
It makes me write harder and think harder and tag harder.
Well, there's a guy, you know, David Cross.
Yeah.
David's very snotty, funny, talented guy, very snotty, very in that Janine Garofalo, you know, we're more intellectual than thou, better than thou group. And he was in Ireland, and he was, you know, had a little bit of attitude. Maybe it's defense mechanism, but anyway, I was hosting the show. Now, I know these people really well. I know fucking references. You know, it's like it's another home for me. I've been there almost 18 years in a row, right? And I had him, this guy Jimmy Carr, and this guy Tommy Tiernan. Tommy's like pretty much the biggest act in Ireland, so he's like a rock star there. And so I went up and I just fucking did as strong as I could. Now, I would have never done this to him if he wasn't so arrogant.
Right.
He was visibly shaken, and then he goes, I don't know what happened. His hands were shaking and all. He goes, I said, oh, you know, what can I say? Tough crowd, because these guys are killing.
Right.
And he sat there and he watched and he was just devastated. I doubt that it humbled him at all, but I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, that's the fun stuff.
One thing about this show, we're petty. We name names.
Yeah.
I hope you get the drift. Is there anybody else you want to badmouth before you say something good about Rogan again?
I love it. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. What are they going to do to us?
Right. Exactly.
Am I going to get sued by John Caparola because I don't like him?
Right. What's he gonna do? Finally say hello to us?
Did I hurt his feelings? Yeah, he was saying hello to me for a while, but then it got like pointless.
Right.
I really don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't even hear his name on the road anymore.
At all. I hear nothing about it. Only at the Comedy Store.
Tommy's the one.
Yeah. He really has a little man crush on him.
Yeah, I guess he sees something that I don't. Because also John gets a good reaction from the crowd, you know, and I guess Tommy likes that because to me that he's like a poor man's Larry the Cable Guy. He's like Dan Whitney without all the charm and charisma and talent. Other than that, they're basically the same.
Yeah.
I don't want to. This is a corny question, but what comedians do you go in the room for?
Do I watch?
You go in the room, to watch.
Well, there's very few left. You're definitely one of them. Brody Stevens.
I love Brody.
He's right there. He's right at the top. Joey Diaz. If I happen to be lucky enough to be at a place where he is, I mean, I will absolutely walk out of a podcast or like, you know how they do that at the Ice House, how there'll be a podcast, there'll be 5 guys on a podcast.
Yeah, sure.
Well, if Joey's on in the other room, I don't care if it's me, you, Rogan, you know, Benson and whoever, I'm out of there to go watch Diaz. I mean, he's
so natural.
Oh my God, and he's killing, and he has the fastest kill ratio than anyone I've ever seen. He'll get his first big laugh within 3 or 4 seconds. Whereas everybody else is like, get a laugh in 30 seconds, win him over. Right. Joey Diaz is like, what's up, motherfuckers? And boom. You know what I mean? Well, it's like real rock and roll.
He said to me, him and I were co-headlining at the Ice House. And, you know, it was fun for me. You know, the pressure's off. I love Joey. And he calls me Dom Irrera, my whole name. Yeah. He goes, Dom Irrera. I said, Joe, listen, man, I don't care about closing open, whatever you want. I said, really, whatever makes you happy. He goes, you know what I was thinking? How about you close the first show and I close the second because I don't want you having to follow a fucking pig like me. I go, all right. He goes, then you could do a spot at the Laugh Factory. Like I said, now you're making my schedule?
You went from being a bookie to a booker.
Right. But he is fucking great. Oh. It's so interesting, too, because I had him on the show, like you telling me about you fighting. And, like, you know, I never knew that. I would never have guessed that. You're such a gentle guy. And Joey just telling me about basketball. He knows all this shit about college basketball and all the pros. And I had no idea he was interested. He used to play.
Basketball? Wow. I never would guess that about him. He doesn't exactly have the build for...
Well, now he does. And that's the thing about... When you get older, you change. You know, like you know, I was 145 pounds in college.
Wow.
You know, big difference. You know, hear that toilet flush? Reminds me of my act.
That is a powerful toilet.
I know. You know, hopefully you don't hear it when you're on stage. You know, it's so funny because, like in this room, you know, it's just so relaxing to do the show like this. And tonight it'll be packed.
Yeah.
And like I just love like when these people are right here. You know, like I was talking to 4 19-year-old girls, and they were laughing and cute, and UCLA students, and I said, where would I get a chance to talk to you without being asked to leave?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yo, pops, come on, move on, leave the girls alone.
Yeah.
And I said, but right now you're mine, bitches. You know?
That's funny. I once got in trouble at the open mic here because I said a swear word accidentally during my set, and they don't let you say a swear word.
Yeah.
But what's funny is...
What do they play you off or something?
Yeah,
right?
they have what's that guy's name? Harry?
Yeah, I think it is Harry.
Yeah, Harry, and he hosts the whole thing. So
How nice of that is Jamie to let him do that.
Oh,
like we really need him. You know?
It's amazing. Totally. I mean, anybody could bring up the next person. What's funny is I forgot that you couldn't swear, and I accidentally swore, and I didn't even realize it, you know, because I was built at the store where you can literally do or say anything. So maybe I said like, you know, something ass, and then he goes, all right, everybody, because he has his own microphone sitting up there. So he goes, okay, everybody, that was Tony. And I didn't even realize what happened. And then when it hit me, I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I didn't realize, just being naturally, that I had sworn even that time. So he goes, okay, dokie. I mean, each time it went to a higher pitch.
Oh, fuck, I said shit, I said fuck.
Exactly. And it was really natural. I wasn't doing it to be funny. It happened so quick. And I walked right out of that side door. I was so embarrassed. I just walked straight out that door.
That's the way to go when you have a bad set. That's the closest exit.
Right. It's the suicide exit. You just keep walking straight out in the sunset.
I was watching, we have that thing here where Jamie does Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I was on stage, and before I got on, I was watching people walk out. Now, it's mostly homeless and poor people. I'm thinking, where are you fucking going? You got a show here. You got free food and drinks. Where the fuck you going?
How bad did the jokes have to be?
I got to go back out on the street. I can't take this bullshit anymore. What'd you think of that second act? I don't know. Hand me my push car, will you?
This guy sucks. I got to get out of here.
Bad.
I got to go find another sock.
Did you go to college?
The Ohio State University, but I dropped out after a couple years.
Buckeyes.
Because it was driving me crazy.
Really?
I wasn't meant for it. I was not a bad seed, but I was a comedian, man.
I'm glad you're making it.
Yeah. You know,
you never know. You know, you meet a guy like you. Like I probably met you 4 years ago or something.
Yeah, 6.5, 7 years ago.
Yeah, I met you that long ago.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Was I always nice?
Time flies always nice.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
But you know, you just never know because I see so many people come up and then they're gone.
Totally.
You know, so
yeah.
Obviously, your writing skills help too. You know.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
But I'll have to get you in Vegas.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It's good because it's good exercise because you do 14 shows. Some people go 14 shows, and I'm thinking, 14 shows, that's a lot of practice, you know?
Yeah, that's
You come
fun.
back here, you're really sharp, you know? You get diminished to 12 minutes over there.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was talking about. I mean, we never have 12-minute sets here unless it's a showcase.
It's longer?
Oh, much longer.
Because you have 3 or 4 comedians.
Yeah, we have 25-minute sets.
Wow. Here?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, sometimes 20. But rarely, only guest sets are like 10, 12 minutes.
It's really interesting.
But I mean, I just wanted to point out to you the reason it's harder to get in.
Let's say, I'm just curious. How would you hang out here if you were a comedy store? Like, what do you do? Like, sit literally in the crowd, or?
No, you go upstairs. Like, you know, if I was here, somebody else who's a friend, hopefully we're friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but you know, we just hang out here, and then Jamie gets to know you a little, and
interesting. They hang out up. I've been up there.
Yeah,
once
we're all
or
up there.
twice, but
Dalia, Dane, all the guys, you know, Jeremy Hotz. It's very fun.
That's cool.
Then the waitresses come up. We get a couple bottles of wine, hang out.
That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's more intimate than the store. I mean, the store's front because you're not mingling with everybody. The store, when you're out there, you're vulnerable, but it's fun. I mean, but it's like a party over there. But that's for the public and the acts. This is for just the acts.
Right.
See, what they do is they put the second show up there, ready to come down, and the VIPs, and then it empties and it's just us.
Gotcha.
Couple tables.
How cool. And you've been doing both clubs for a long time, huh?
And the Improv and the Comedy Magic Club,
Wow.
Ice House, Flappers. I've done.
Not many run the gambit like that. You can only.
I never gave a fuck. As soon as I came out here, I was never going to let them. I was already good, honestly, and I was already developed in New York, and I just never made one place my home club. I mean, of course, now this, with Jamie being my manager and all, I'm here the most. But I love the Comedy Store. I love the Improv. Jamie doesn't care.
Right.
He doesn't give a fuck. He'll send people down there.
Right.
He's not like that. Like there was a big feud way before you were a comedian between Bud and Mitzi, and you had to pick one or the other. I just never did.
Right. And just hope that neither one of them found out.
No, I didn't care. They know it. Mitzi just let me slide.
Right.
Mitzi was just good to me.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. She let maybe me and Fleischer were about the only ones. Remember Charles Fleischer? Mm-hmm. Totally. About the only ones that got away with it. And I didn't do 25 minutes and then 10 minutes with a harmonica.
Yeah. Did you ever work with Andy Kaufman?
No, he was before me. When I first started out, he had been all Saturday Night Live and done all that stuff. But I never worked with him. He used to come in the Improv very rarely. I think he was going out with Elaine Boozler, who was going also when I got there. I got there like on the second wave, not Keenan Wayne's, Damon Wayne's.
Right.
You know what I mean? That wave. This is in the early 80s.
Right.
So when did you start?
I started in 2007.
God, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird for me. It makes me feel like fucking grandpa time. But you know what?
Well, I always say about you, and everybody always agrees with me, that you are the most evolved comedian, that you can connect with anyone and anything, because for a lot of, for example, I mean, just some of the names that you just said, like Charles Fleischer, that's awesome. It's great to see him. He's a legend. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? But does it hold up to a guy like me? No. Am I rushing in to see him like I go in to see you and Diaz and Brody and Rogan? No.
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
You obviously have, out of everybody on my list, you have that.
Crossing generation.
Totally.
It means a lot. You know what it means? You have a career.
Absolutely.
You make money, because if I didn't draw college kids, I'd be dead.
Right.
If I had to depend on 50-year-old Goombas, I love them, and they're my cousins and friends, but I couldn't sell 2,000 tickets at the Tropicana in Atlantic City.
Right.
I appreciate you saying that, because I don't know. There's nothing I do consciously for it. I know I am fortunate enough to hang out with the younger guys, Dove and D'Elia and all those guys upstairs, and Brian Callen, and I guess you absorb things that, because a lot of the guys that I start out with, they only come in on specific nights, like a Jewish benefit or whatever it is, and they're not really regulars here. I feel like a regular here and there, and
right. That is amazing. That is great that you get to come here and test it all out on 18-year-olds. So it never ends.
Well, yeah, because my feeling is, fuck, if this is working here, forget about the age thing, just the location.
Right.
If I go to Philly, if it's working with UCLA, USC students, boo, UCLA, like they're in that college mode, if I can get them to laugh at some observation or some joke, I'm thinking, man, this is going to fucking kill in Philly.
Big time.
Now, what's the closest club? Do you work any of the Cleveland or Columbus?
I go back there now that the podcasting thing's gotten really big for us.
The one that I'm doing Monday?
Yeah.
Is that on video too?
Yeah. Yeah. It's really, really wild. I think you're going to love it. What it is
we told you I'd do it as soon as the NFL was over.
Yeah, it's true. I got you. I'm so excited about it too.
Oh, cool.
But we sit there and we chat for a bit. But the format of the show is there's a big bucket of comedians that signed up for the opportunity to do 1 minute on the stage. Over 30 comedians sign up each week. I pull a name out of the bucket, and there's a mic and a mic stand. Like, we're off to one side, and there's a mic and a mic stand on the other side of the stage. They come up and they do 1 minute, and we sit there and we watch them do their minute. And then at the end of the minute, we talk to them about whatever they just talked about, whether it be what you liked, what they're dressed like. You can ask them a question. It could be anything. So it's very interactive.
Oh, cool. I love that.
They get to meet, the listeners get to meet brand new comedians, and it just flies. We talk to them for a few minutes.
So how many get chosen out of the 30?
Probably about 10, 11, 12.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's really, everybody always has so much fun.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's really cool. It lets people, because the people that listen to these podcasts love stand-up comedy.
Well, that's what's so great about them. And that's
Yeah.
I was telling Leno that because Leno came in and did a benefit. We were talking about how things have changed. Mm-hmm. And, I love Jimmy Fallon. Mm-hmm. And I would do a show in a minute, but none of it has the impact that it had. There's so many more channels and people, like you say, the people that watch The Tonight Show or any of these shows, they're college kids or they're housewives in Iowa waiting for their husbands to come home from bowling and they want some company. But not the comedy club people listen to Rogan and shows like you're talking about, and so obviously you're getting a good following.
Yeah, really.
That's you and Brian?
Yeah, and 2 new guests each week. We rotate 2 new guests in, and it's always fun. And so yeah, we go back to Ohio, but we actually don't do comedy clubs. We do rock venues.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. We just did a 3-night run in Texas. We're going to Seattle and Portland in April.
Look at you skipping past the comedy clubs.
Isn't
like
it
you missed
crazy?
the big stuff.
Isn't it crazy? I only do
whatever.
rock and roll venues, and I do theaters with Rogan and Ross.
Hang on to those boys.
It's crazy, totally.
Well, that's good. Tony, great having you on the show, man. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Heck yeah, true pleasure.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Hinchcliffe.
I love that name.
Joey Diaz calls me Heathcliff.
Oh, now, it sounds like a soap opera name.
It's English.
Oh, is it?
It is, but
So you're English and Italian?
I'm just Italian and Italian. I'm really Italian, but
Where-
I have my mom's first husband's last name because she had 4 kids. I'm the 5th of 5 kids. The other 4 kids were all Hinchcliffes. I was actually Marsco, Tony Marsco, but she wanted me to have the same last name as all my brothers and sisters. So
Yeah.
I'm Tony Hinchcliffe.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, man. I'll see you Monday.
Yeah, I can't wait.
What's the name of the show?
Kill Tony on the Death Squad Network.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Thanks, Dom.
At least time.